Thank you very much. Welcome, Coach Ray, Coach Fanny, Kimberly, and Timothy. Welcome. Just give me a second because I'm trying to be on the computer, not on the phone. Just give me a second. And thank you for logging in on time. It's exactly 8 o'clock. And we are here and ready. Thank you so much for doing that. May God reward.
Recording in progress.
May God reward you. Now I'm set on the conference. Technology is good when it works. And I'm glad that we are ready. We are going to talk today about the title of our conversation today. It is Piggy Bank to Dividends: How to Raise Financially Literate Kids. Piggy Bank to Dividends: How to Raise Financially Literate Kids. So we introduced last week, and I believe that those that were here gained an insight on the importance of teaching our children financial literacy. That is what we are talking about, financial literacy. Who we are today as adults, who you are as an adult, and your interaction with money, it is based on how you were trained and what you observed as you were growing up. We don't suddenly become financially literate. And you have the ability, we have the ability to actually train and teach our children financial literacy. And today we are going to do it the practical way, showing us exactly what we should do and what God expects us to do. Right. So, number one is that the Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should grow, so that when they grow up, they will not depart from it. Train up a child, which means that there is intentionality in training. Nobody trains somebody without preparation. So what it means is that God expects us parents to train up our children, to teach them financial literacy, so that they will not be unwealthy just because they were not taught. So number one, or part one, is that we want to show how to raise financially literate children, how to raise them. and want to do it practically. And our subject must be also age appropriate. The teaching of financial literacy must be age appropriate. So we're going to begin with teaching the concept of money. And here we are talking about ages 3 to 6. Ages 3 to 6. How to raise financially literate children. So, number one, under the concept or teaching the concepts of money. In other words, we're trying to help children understand what is money. What is money and what is it used for? Because at the age of 3 to 6, children should be able to explain what money is. If they cannot explain, but at least they should have a concept on their mind of what money is. And you'll be surprised that even there are some adults who don't know what money is, right? And they don't even know how to get money. Because when we look at history, how money started, money was a medium of exchange, a medium of exchanging things of value. You will never get money until you are able to exchange value, or until you have something that you offer for value. And back then, people were using what we call barter trading, which was, if you have a goat and I needed a sheep, we would meet up and exchange. You get a goat and I get a sheep. And you are happy, I'm happy. Why are we? Because I have something of value and you have something of value. And we are estimating that the goat is of the same value as a sheep. And we exchange. And everybody's happy. Right? So our children must understand that in order to get money, you must have something of value. That is key. You must offer something of value. There are adults today who are expecting money without offering anything of value. That's what we call entitlement. So we can teach our children to be entitled by offering to them things of value without them doing or exchanging for anything of value. So some activities that you can do to teach children between the ages of 3 and 6 what money is you can actually play a game of exchange where you bring to the table things of value. You have the same things or you have different things. And you want to see if a child is able to determine if anything they have is of equal value to something that you have as a parent. So you can actually, gather on your side things a bottle of water, a soda pop, I mean, whatever you can find from the home. It must be something of value, not trash, something of value. And then you actually begin to play a game of exchange, what we call value exchange. You say, hey, I have a bottle of water here. Tell me, what would you want to exchange it with? And you are trying to see, can they even determine value? Do they understand value? What can you exchange for a bottle of water? Right. And then they will have like 10 items. Probably they have a bottle of juice. Probably they have a banana. Probably they have something of more value, a whole box of cereal. Whatever you give them, you are trying to teach them value. And then from there, now you can use coins and bills to teach basic value as well, right? Where you now don't exchange real objects, but you exchange an object for money. Either the child has the money, you have the objects, or the child has object, you have money. And you're saying, hey, I have a dollar bill. Right. What item do you have that is worth $1? Right. And your kids love it. Where you play shopping. And you can say, hey, this is Johnny's store. Right. And then you as a parent are buying from Johnny's store. And then when they make an error in value, you correct them, say, hey, this thing is valued more. You're teaching value. At the end of the day, if you play this game over a period of time, you will begin to see that the child knows how valuable things are. And as far as is possible, ensure that the value of that thing matches the value in the store. Because you also want them to realize that when they demand things from you as a parent, this thing is valuable, and what are those things costing you as a parent? Many of our children don't even know how valuable and expensive things are. That's why they say, hey, mommy, when you come back, please buy me this, buy me that. They don't even have a clue of how those things are valuable. So you play store with toys, with money. You are introducing to them buying and selling. Introduce the idea that money is earned by working hard. Right. Give small, age-appropriate tasks and offer a small allowance. There are children that have been raised without them understanding that they have to work hard to earn money. Why? Because they are given things. We are not saying that a child must earn everything they need. No. You cannot expect a 3-year-old to earn their shoes, to earn their dresses, to earn their, no, that's not what we're talking. That's why it must be age appropriate. they must be at least know that if I work, you can say, hey, if you empty your trash, all of it, empty the trash in the whole house and put it in one basket or in one trash can, I will give you $5. Right. And they know that they can actually use this $5 to buy things they want and things they need. And there should be things that they need and they want, things that are dear to their heart as a kid, that you can use for them to buy or some activity in the house that they can work for so that they get money. Allowances should not just be given, all of them, without a child working for something. There must be a percentage of allowances that they only get if they work for something. You are introducing that to them, that the value that money is earned by working hard. So you can tell your child, hey, if you take out trash every day or twice a week, I'll give you $10. If you take out trash one day, it's $5. What are you trying to tell them? That the harder you work, the more time you work, the more money that you get. But it's age appropriate. Right? Or you can use a sticker chart for completed chores. It may not just be collecting trash, but it could be many things: washing dishes. It could be cleaning up after themselves and cleaning up for others. Right? Where you're using a sticker chart. Monday, they did this. Tuesday, they did this. Wednesday, they did this. And you're putting stickers on every day. And then Friday, they do this. Then over the weekend, they get paid for the work that they did. You will see kids fighting for work. But in that fight for work, you are teaching them valuable lessons that you never get money for doing nothing. These are age appropriate, between the ages of 3 to 6. Now, so we said in this age range, age 3 to 6, you are teaching the concept of money and work and buying and selling. Right? We'll talk about in detail later. Number 2, ages 6 to 9. Now you are introducing saving. Right? So the activities that you can do for them. One of those activities is called a 3-jar system, where one jar is for saving. The other jar is for spending. And the other jar is for giving. Again, 3 jars: saving, spending, and giving. You are introducing the idea of saving, but you're also introducing the idea of giving. Now, so what you do is that if there's a book, I'm actually writing a book on this topic, on this subject here. Right? So you can read a book, either a paragraph or a chapter that talks about saving. Right? And then after that, you can have a discussion telling them what saving is, which can start like this. Tell me some of the things that you want to buy, or the things that you would want to have. This is, again, ages 6 to 9. So a child can tell you, hey, I want to buy a game console, right? I want to buy my own toy, a car, a toy car, whatever it is. They're going to list things they want to buy. And then you say to them, okay, let's find out from the stores how much those things are. Can you find out, please? Can you go on Walmart.com, go on Amazon? Tell me how much are those things, right? They don't know what you're about to. They think mom is about to buy me these things. So they will do it because you don't tell them that I'm going to try to teach you about saving. You just tell them, hey, list the things that when you list me your wish list, things that you want to have, toys or whatever that you like. Tell me what you like, shoes, whatever they are. So they will list because they are believing on their mind, mom is about to bless me with these things. Daddy's going to bless me with this. Or you are together as a set of parents talking to the child or the children. You ask each one of the children to do that, as long as they are between the age of 6 and 9. So they will list the things. Each one will have their own list. And then they will go back to Amazon and on in the internet and look for the prices of these things. And you already have each one has a list in there. They are writing the prices. Right. Now, the next step is you're going to say, now you have 10 things. I want us to prioritize 3 things. Out of the 10 things, can you prioritize them? Right. What are you doing? You're also teaching them to prioritize things. Because not everything has the same priority. So you say, yes, I told you to list 10 things, but now I want you to give me the top 3. The top 3. And guess what they would do? Again, the expectation is that mom and dad are about to buy me this, or mom is about to buy me, dad is about to buy me this thing. And then they will choose those 3. Say 3 things that you prioritize, 3 things that are important to you. They come up with the 3 things. And they have prices on them. And then you tell them, here's the plan, right? You begin by incentivizing saving. Let's say they say, I want to buy an Xbox. And probably the Xbox costs $300. I'm just giving as an example, $300. Maybe that's their item number 1. In item number 2, they want to buy a brand name shoe. And probably it's $150. Right. And then item number 3 is a toy. Probably it's $50. Right. And then you say, okay, here's what I'm gonna do for you. Right. You say for the first item, you say it's costing $300, but I only have $100. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this $100 in the jar. Right. I'm gonna put it in the jar. But here's what I want you to do. I want you, from every allowance that I give you, right, you have to also put money in it, in the jar, until it is $300. Then we will go and buy. Oh man, you will see them saving everything, but then you tell them, hey, you're not going to save everything because we have 3 jars, right? I know there are things that you want. That's why there's a spending jar and also a giving jar. You say, hey, we're not going to put everything in the saving jar. You can help them come up with the percentages, but that emphasize saving because they want that thing as early as yesterday. So if they get $50, then probably they're putting $30 in the saving jar for their game console, and probably $15, I mean $10 for saving, for spending, and another $10 for giving, right? And you do that until they come up with $300. What are you teaching them? By doing that, what are we teaching them? We're teaching them that if there is anything that you want or need, but you don't have money for it now to buy, the way to do is to save for it. Not to borrow, but to save for it. And then after they have done that, you go to item number 2. You do the same. It's $150. Hey, I only have $50, and I'm putting my $50 in the jar. Now, from your savings, from your allowances, I want you to save for the difference. And you will see them do the same, saving for it, until they have enough. Then you go out with them and buy whatever they need. And when you do that, guess what happens? When a child is involved in the purchase of that valuable item to them, they handle it with care. If mommy is the only one who is incurring the cost of buying the item, they handle it poorly. And that thing breaks. They don't take care of it because they were never involved in the purchase of it, so they don't even know how much it costed you. But when they are involved in the purchase, man, they take care of that thing. You see them polishing it and putting it and hiding it and making sure that it's kept safe, because they know that if this thing dies or breaks down, they have to go through that process again. But then you have a conversation with them and they, hey, if you are careless and you break this thing, I am not going to contribute my part. I will only contribute if this thing stays you stay with it for the next 5 years. And when we need to replace it, we will do the same. They will take care of these things because they know how hard it was for them to obtain it in the first place. Now, and what do they do with the money that is in the spending? It's for their own discretion, whatever they want to do with the one in spending. What about the money in the giving jar? Now, every family can do things differently. Some families, what they do is that they take once a month, each person empties their giving jar. They count the money, they put it together, and they either they take that money and together as a family, either identify another family or a child, someone who's poor, and they buy things for them, or they give to an organization as a family, and every child is involved. If it's given to the church for a particular project, or if it's given to an organization that one of the children is supporting, whatever it is, but this money must be given to support a cause or to support a human being that is in financial distress or somebody who's poor. What you are doing for them is that you are helping them realize that we have also a responsibility to care for others. You are teaching them that the money that we get, part of it on a monthly basis must also be given to the less privileged. Imagine doing that every month from the day they are 3 years old or 6 years old until they are 18. This becomes now a habit that they will never outgrow. They will keep doing it because it has become a habit, and that is the goal. Every financial discipline must be a habit. So you are teaching the importance of saving for the things that we need that we cannot buy cash, and for the things that we want that we cannot buy cash. But we're doing it by being balanced. We have 3 jars to cause them to realize that we need to balance between saving and spending the money, because we have expenses on a month-to-month basis. We cannot save 100% of our income. We have to understand that there are some things that we need. So when a child says, "Mommy, I need this," because they always use the word need, right? And you say, "Hey, how much do you have in your spending jar? Go and count." And they go and count, and then whatever they wanted can be covered by it. Then you say, "Hey, take the money that you saved for expenses. Go and buy. That's its use. Why are you asking me for my money? You have saved something for that." But if they have saved, they've put money in the spending jar, and it's not enough, then out of your generosity you can say, "Hey, I'm gonna help you." But the idea is that they have to be involved in it, so that they realize that it's gonna cost me, not just mommy, not just daddy. Yes, there are times when we do that and we can buy for them. That's okay. But the things that are on their own list, that are usually, they say they use the word need, but they don't need them. Those are just luxuries, things they want. They have to be involved in the purchase of those things for various reasons. Number one, teaching them that everything that you want is gonna cost you some money. And what happens is that sometimes when you tell the child, "Hey, you say you want a toy, okay, go and count the money in your expenditure." You hear a child say, "Never mind," because if that child is disciplined, or if they want something else, you hear them say, "Never mind." Then what it means is that you have actually taught them a lesson, which is a very good thing, right? So, number three, age between 10 and 12. You begin to teach them budgeting and financial planning. Budgeting and financial planning. So the activities here are to help them create a simple budget for all the money they get in forms of allowances or small earnings from their little work at home, and added to that, gifts they get for Christmas and other holidays, either from parents or from relatives. You are saying to them, let's create a simple budget, right? Let's create a plan. You don't just use money. What is the plan that you have for the money? So in this, you can create a simple budget that is just columns where you say expected earnings, which are monthly allowances that they get from parents, right? Secondly, it's earnings from doing practical chores in the house or in the yard, cutting lawn, managing trash, cleaning the house, cleaning the cars. They may do a shoddy job because they are learning. Allow them to do that, but come and inspect. You see, you see here. You see here. I did it with my son. From the time he was able to ride more, I started giving him allowance, pay. The guys that used to come, they were charging me $40 to mow the yard, right? So I said to him, they charge me $40. I don't have to worry about gas. I don't have to worry about blades for the mower because they are coming, right? But I said to him, but I am giving, you are using our mower. But here's what I'm giving you. I'm going to buy a new mower, but you are responsible for its maintenance. You are responsible for the gas. You are responsible for the oil. If it breaks down, you are responsible for the repairs. But here's what I'm going to do. Those people were charging me $40 because I didn't have to worry about anything. But for you, I'm gonna give you $80 a week, 80, so that it covers all the expenses. So when I give you $80, you have to know that you have to save for maintenance, save for gas, save for blades, right? And also save for servicing the thing. If you allow it to die, then you are going to be responsible for the repairs. So I helped him calculate during this age between 10 and 12, calculated out of the $80 what he has to save for this. So he had several jars, maintenance, gas, this and that. And then how much he would use from the $80 for his own. And I remember it was actually half, $40 was for his personal expenses. He could do whatever he wanted with it. Man, he did it. Up to this day, he's still doing it. But I stopped giving him because now he's working. And he actually he's the one who said, Daddy, don't need to give me that $80 now. I'm going to be doing this. This is my responsibility. He's 20, and I stopped paying, cutting the loan when he was 10 years ago. I have never, not a single day, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, not a single day have I cut my lawn. It's not a small yard. It is a couple of acres. But he cuts that every week. Imagine, every time I get, like a couple of weeks ago, I had goosebumps. I came home. This guy has a foot that was in surgery. One of his foot is not functioning. He could not even walk on it. But there he was on the mower cutting the yard. It has become a habit. He changes the oil regularly. When the blades go dull, he sharpens them. When they become short, he buys new ones and he replaces them himself. He's taught himself to do that because he doesn't want to go and pay ridiculous amounts of money for somebody else to do that. Now he does it himself, but it took us between 10 years and until he was about 16 for him to master it. He does it with his own cars. Right? Recently, he purchased a truck. And when he purchased it, it was non-functional. He has not taken it to anybody to fix it. He has restored it. Now it's functional. And he has done it himself. Therefore, these things that I'm teaching you, I just did not hear them or did not read them. I put them into practice myself. And I've seen the benefit. So, and when a child is between 10 and 12, they must be taught how to budget. And you have to sit down with them every month. How did you do with the budget? Where do we need to tweak and change and adjust? Now, after that, after 10 and to 12 years old, we enter into the 13 to 15-year-old. Now, you are introducing them to real work and real earning and real investing, right? Because at that age, they're allowed to work even in the family business, or they are allowed to babysit, right? They can continue with loan care, but now they can do for others, not just for you. When they are doing the family, they can do it at any age, as long as they are able to. But now they can actually mow the neighbor's yard. Now they can babysit the neighbor's kids. Right. Now you are encouraging the child at 13 to 15 to start a real small job, a real babysitting where they are paid a real hourly rate, where they are cutting the lawn or raking the leaves and earning a real income. Right? There are people who think, oh, my son, my daughter is in school, they should not be, they should not do work. You are spoiling them. What kind of a world are you preparing them for, where you can only do one thing? Adults, we are parents, we are workers. Sometimes they're 2 or 3 jobs. We have multiple responsibilities. So how you can train a child for that is for them to have also multiple responsibilities and training them to manage their time. Just because they are working a small job of babysitting and lawn care, they cannot use that as an excuse for failing in their classes. You have to tell them that you have to do both, or all the things that you are supposed to do. Right. So you also help them to create a simple resume or curriculum vitae to practice job interviews, because as they are going now out to look for these small jobs, even in with your neighbors, have a conversation with the neighbor. Hey, I know you need babysitting. My daughter is able to do that. My son is able to do that. But here's the deal. I want to teach them to create a resume. So demand that they create a resume and give it to you, right? Demand for references. Can I call your mom? Because I don't just want to hire you. I want to call your mom and see how hard you work. Because I don't want to hire a lazy person. Are you good with kids? Who can I ask? You are teaching them real life, because that's exactly what's going to happen when they get there. And then they realize that, oh, so what it means is that if they are calling for references, it means that I have to work here faithfully, because if I lose this job, they will have to call them and ask how hard I was working, right? So you as parents discuss those things and ask the other parents, say, hey, request for an interview. Come for an interview. I want to ask you questions, right? So they're practicing, although they're teenagers. And you say, hey, you have to be dressed well as you're going for an interview. Help your teens to start a small business as well. This lawn care is now, it's not a job now. They're looking at it as a business, because you have expenses, just like I've told you. You have to buy a mower. And if they don't have the money to buy a mower, tell them, hey, I'm going to finance this. What is that? It means that I'm going to buy it for you, but I want you to pay me from every money that you get from cutting it. Maybe you say 10% out of every amount that you get. What are you teaching them? You're teaching them that when they start a business, right, they have expenses. So they have to look for funding. Either they save for it. If they choose to apply for a loan, they're going to be paying to service that loan on a monthly basis. Right? You cannot compare that child who has gone through these steps. You cannot compare that with anybody. Investments, right? Then if they are working hard and they're earning more, then you tell them, hey, I am going to open for you an investment account, a custodial account, which we call custodial account, where you're investing for the future, for college. And then if they're saving, if they're investing $10 or $20 a month, let it be. Here is where you can also incentivize by saying, hey, I'm going to match 1-to-1. If you invest $10, I'm going to put also $10. You're incentivizing them until that thing becomes a habit. Lastly, 16 to 18 age, you're teaching them financial independence and continued investment, financial independence. Now you are saying you are old enough to manage your own finances, right? I just want you to sit down with me and show me what you are doing. And you also can give incentives in saving by matching, in investing by also matching. But the idea is that you help them manage it. They come to you and you show them. They report to you and you correct them where they've made mistakes, right? So this is the way to do it. It helps children understand how money is obtained, how wealth is built, and how to manage a small budget, how to save, and how to invest. I tell you, if you do this with all your children, you will have prepared them for life. Imagine if this is done until they are at the age of 18. You will have prepared them for life. And you will be a happy parent. It's also an investment in yourself, because the many children who are not able to support their parents when they get old, it is because they were never taught how to do it. So when we fail to do this for our own children, well, even doing ourselves a disadvantage. Therefore, may God help you as we go through this. We are going to continue this next week. Over to Coach